Welcome to another great yoga video for weight loss for intermediate and beginners. Today, we'll be focusing on a sequence of poses designed to increase your heart rate, boost your metabolism, and help you shed those extra pounds. Let's start in mountain pose. Stand tall with your feet hip distance apart, arms at your sides, and shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, raise your arms up overhead. Keep your shoulders down and your gaze forward. Hold this pose for a few breaths, then exhale and move into forward fold. Bend forward at the hips, keeping your knees slightly bent if necessary, and reach for the floor with your hands. Allow your head and neck to relax. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, step back into plank pose. Hold this pose for a few breaths, engaging your core and keeping your body in a straight line from head to heels. From plank pose, shift your weight forward and lower your body down into chaturanga. Keep your elbows close to your body and your core engaged. Inhale and push up into upward facing dog. Keep your shoulders down and your gaze forward. Exhale and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet and stretch out your hamstrings. From downward facing dog, step your right foot forward between your hands into warrior I. Keep your back foot at a 45-degree angle and sink into your front knee. Reach your arms up overhead and hold the pose for a few breaths. From warrior I, open up into warrior II. Keep your hips facing forward and extend your arms out to the sides. Gaze over your right hand and hold the pose for a few breaths. From warrior II, move into side angle pose. Bring your right elbow to your right knee and reach your left arm up and over your head. Keep your gaze up toward your left hand. Take a deep breath in, then exhale and step back into plank pose. Repeat the entire sequence on the other side, starting with mountain pose. Finish your practice with a few restorative poses like child's pose, seated forward fold, or savasana. Take a few moments to rest and breathe deeply. Now for the second half we're going to show poses for the beginners. Welcome to our beginner-friendly yoga for weight loss class. Today, we'll be focusing on a sequence of poses designed to help you build strength, flexibility, and burn calories. Let's start in easy pose. Sit cross-legged on your mat with your hands resting on your knees. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. From easy pose, move into cat-cow pose. Come onto your hands and knees with your wrists directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Exhale and round your spine, tucking your chin to your chest. Inhale and arch your back, lifting your head and tailbone up. Time for a break. Next, move into downward facing dog. From cat-cow pose, tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back. Keep your knees slightly bent and your heels reaching toward the floor. From downward facing dog, step your right foot forward between your hands into warrior I. Keep your back foot at a 45-degree angle and sink into your front knee. Reach your arms up overhead and hold the pose for a few breaths. From warrior I, open up into warrior II. Keep your hips facing forward and extend your arms out to the sides. Gaze over your right hand and hold the pose for a few breaths. From warrior II, move into triangle pose. Straighten your front leg and reach your right hand forward, placing it on your shin, ankle, or the floor. Extend your left arm up and gaze up toward your left hand. Take a few breaths in triangle pose, then come back up to warrior II. Repeat the entire sequence on the other side, starting with downward facing dog. Finish your practice with a few gentle stretches like child's pose or seated forward fold. Take a few moments to rest and breathe deeply. Thank you for joining me for this beginner-friendly yoga practice for weight loss. Remember to practice regularly, take breaks if you need to, and listen to your body. Namaste.